Because as a teacher of this generation, I talk to them a lot, and what I find very interesting, they are extremely savvy, and they are completely aware of being marketed to and images, and when I hear the media saying, this is dangerous for our children, what is this saying to our children? I'm like, you know what, they're a lot hipper, and they're like on to you. Do you find yourself learning things about, learning things from your daughters about this subject or where they are, like the things you fear?
I don't know. I still worry. I don't know about you guys with your daughters, but I still worry with my Kel. She has kind of body image issues. I mean, she's so thin. She's like perfection, and she doesn't see herself that way at all. Like, she thinks her thighs are too big, and I'm looking at these little thighs. Like, what do you want to be? It's like, what? So that really, I mean, we're laughing now, but it frightens me.
Yeah, it's so.
But is it different from, I can say it liberally because I don't have a child. So from that detached thing, is it different from your,
I never felt like I was fat. I never felt my thighs were too big. I was never as small as my girl.
But the concept of just not of feeling like there's something not
wrong.
right. But
definitely,
like,
that's
you know
what I
mean?
said.
Yeah, I've been dealing with Danielle for a very long time. Danielle's got these boobs for
She does.
Since she's 8 years old. This kid has
I
had.
had the boobs too.
She's had, boobs, and it's been an issue throughout her life. Because, of the attention that she was getting at a very young age because of it, and me trying not to make the same mistakes that my family made and having her go,
Right.
I'm like, listen, and my mom and I, we go head to head on that a lot, because I live with my mom, and Danielle was raised with her grandmother, and we are, obviously, I was raised by that woman, and she's being raised by me, so it's a big source of tension for us when we go out in public. Because Danielle will wear a tank top, and the kid, she doesn't look in a tank top like other kids do.
No. And she's tiny too.
And she's tiny too.
So what's the issue? Are you?
Because my mother is like, my mother feels like she's doing something wrong by looking that good. And I'm like, don't you be ashamed of your body. You look the way you look. You carry yourself properly, and you'll be fine. I'm like, you can't blame her for what other people are thinking.
Yeah.
And I won't let her do that to her.
I struggle with that because the way teens dress now, we did not dress like that.
Yeah.
We did not go to school with little tank tops.
It's true, there was a dress code.
With cleavage and
bra strap showing.
Oh my God! And it was the opposite for me. I was really busty as a teenager, and I hated the attention I got. I just thought it was just vulgar. I mean, you would step out on the street, and I just felt like a piece of meat on a slab. And people would just bother me. Yeah. And so when I see my Kel put on a little tank top and go to school, I'm like horrified.
But the thing that I
only because I know the way anyone from our generation is going to look at that like, what is she doing?
But that's
where's her mother? Like,
what's really funny is that, like I said, from the outside, what I find very fascinating, and I go both ways because we're of the same generation, so in a way I'm like, whoa, that's too short, that's too tight. And then on the other side, you see them interact with each other, and their relationship to their bodies and their concepts of, without a judgment, of sexuality and that sort of thing. It's so far
different.
from where we were.
Right.
Like, remember when Madonna, people were like up in arms and her belly button and
And they grew up with that, normalizing that.
now you have Lady Gaga who's running around in her underwear. It's just they have a different relationship to it.
My 4-year-old sings Lady Gaga.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I'm saying, like in the perspective of the generation, they're probably exactly where we were.
And where they should be.
And where they should be, whether you like it or not, right? It's like, wow, it doesn't mean the same thing that it means to us.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
Right.
But whether it's good or bad.
They're still being judged by us.
Yes.
Because that's the thing. They're still going into schools where they're still going out in the world. And so, their generation's not controlling it. And they're not the gatekeepers. So you still worry about how they will be assessed by those who have power.
Right. But then they're still being critiqued by their peers.
Right.
Well, always,
But I'm just saying that, like, my fear with my daughter is, you feel they tell you everything, but they don't.
Right.
you know, you feel that they're content and they're happy where they're at, and sometimes they're not.
Well, no.
Believe it or not, and they're very good at pretending to be okay, and they're not. And that's my fear. You know, they come to you, oh, no, Mama, I know, you know, and they, you know, like even though they dress differently, they still have issues.
Insecurity. Yeah, it's not like they're secure, like exposing
They might come
themselves.
across like that,
But they're not.
They're
at
not.
all.
But this is-
It's going so fast. I was like,
See, that's what
okay.
I'm saying.
Yes,
But
my
you know what
daughter
I'm
in
saying?
short. She's trying to
Exactly.
gain weight.
You know what's really funny?
That's what I'm
Is
saying.
that you all just said your fear for them is the same thing that we just said was our fear, or what is our reality in the sense of,
Yeah. Right.
in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? They're saying that everything is okay because they don't want to worry you, but really internally they feel a certain way, and we're just saying
Same thing.
it's the same thing.
Right.
Okay, let's pause here.